Hey everybody, Dan Sfera, www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Once again, it's www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Listen, a huge issue in clinical trials is privacy, and this kind of goes back to my last post where I debunked some clinical trials myths. I never really got into privacy and how how your confidential information will be protected. We have done blog posts on that before, so I would look at privacy, maybe HIPAA, that's HIPAA, um, confidential. Just search the R blog for those words. But anyways, just wanted to make another post because it's been a while. So a lot of people are hesitant, to maybe join studies because they're worried about, well, who's going to get my private information? If I join a study, I don't want a drug company having my information. I don't want my insurance company to know I'm in a study. I don't want, God forbid, marketers getting my information and flooding my house with junk mail. That's the last thing anybody wants. So let me tell you how your private information is protected in a study. When you join a trial, whatever your name is, let's use my name. Let's say it's Dan Sfera. Okay, if I join a trial, I sign the consent form and all that. The only people who will have my private information, meaning my name, date of birth, they don't they don't need to ask for your social, but some places do. Your social security number, your address, your telephone number, your diagnosis, and then of course all your medical history. The only people who are going to get that information and know that it's you associated with that information is the research clinic. So the study doctor, whoever your study coordinator is, that's it. Their job is to protect your privacy by following HIPAA guidelines, and HIPAA is HIPAA. And Don just made a recent post about it, so just search our blog for HIPAA, that's HIPAA, and you'll see the steps that research sites have to take to protect your private information. But anyways, they're the only ones who know that my name is Dan Sfera, and that I have this diagnosis, and I have this date of birth, and this address, and this phone number, and this medical history is associated with me. Now, we have drug companies who sponsor the trials, right? So they own the data, but they don't know that I joined the study. For instance, they don't know that Dan Sfera has joined study A with Pfizer. So let's say I joined the study that Pfizer is in charge of, okay? They don't know that Dan Sfera was in their study. They know that someone with the initials DS, date of birth, this and this, with this diagnosis and these vital signs and this height and weight, demographics, they know that I'm a male. They know that I was in their study, but they don't know me personally. They don't know my name, my social, my address, my phone number. There's no way Pfizer can contact me because I was in their study. The research clinic can contact me for future trials if I allow them to, but they can't sell my information to any third parties. They've got to keep it there secure. They got to make sure that other people cannot find my information. If they do, they got to they have to block out my identifying information. So Pfizer, although they'll know that someone with initials DS, who is a male with this diagnosis, was in their study, they assign a number to me. So I'm not just D-S with all this information. I'm subject number 001357, whatever, and everyone in their studies gets identified with a number. And underneath that number, all the data is collected for that person except for their private information like their name, socials, address, phone numbers. They don't need that stuff. But the health history and both my previous history and the data that was collected while I was in the study, they do have that. So they'll know that, subject number 000135, he took this drug while in the study, and this is what his results were. So for those of you concerned about drug companies getting your information and sending you junk mail or calling you and asking you to try this drug or giving your information to marketers who will then bombard you with spam, you don't have to worry about that. The research clinics, I can assure you, every reputable research clinic, actually every research clinic, whether they're reputable or not, I have not heard of cases where HIPAA has been violated as far as from a study perspective. Now, there's been cases in hospitals where people have gotten the wrong bills and then they get someone else's social. But in clinical trials, we're not dealing with that big of a volume as like a hospital. So we pretty much know who you are and, how to protect your private information. Hopefully this helps. So by joining a clinical trial, you're not basically giving up all your private information to third parties. Your information is never sold. It's just used for data collection. And the drug companies who analyze that data, they don't even know that you are the person associated with that data. They just see you as a number. Hope this helps. www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thank you very much.